No one has more state pride than New Mexicans. The vibrant culture, bold flavors, unique history, and dramatic landscapes under our Zia sun are like no other. And the people of New Mexico are a rare breed. As diverse as we are, together we breathe life and soul into this high desert land. A land that promises adventure. I'm Michael Newman, and as your host, I'll be taking you with me as I seek out the best the land of enchantment has to offer.
New Mexico, it feels like home to me. It feels so true. It's time well spent when I spend it with you.
Thanks for watching another episode of New Mexico True Television. I'm your host, Michael Newman. This week, we're hitting the road, the mother road, that is. Yes, this week, we venture along the eastern portion of the beloved and renowned Route 66. From its most iconic landmarks to a few more unexpected but undeniably wonderful gems, you won't want to miss this. Wildlife West Nature Park is just 20 minutes east of Albuquerque off I-40 in neighboring Edgewood. This wildlife preserve is one of a kind. All of the animals here are native to New Mexico, and they are all rescue animals. As a sanctuary for rescued animals with a focus on habitat restoration and recreation, and a huge focus on education, Wildlife West is like an enhanced zoo, and a special experience for any nature and animal lover. But what makes this place special is not just the animals you will find here, but the people who brought it to life. First off, this place was built by the hands of volunteers. That's right, through 30,000 hours of volunteer labor, this park came to exist. It is truly a labor of love. It is also important to note that many of these volunteers were youth, 500 of them. And behind it all is the park's founder and director, Roger Alling. I'm eager to meet the man who inspired such a remarkable and unique place.
My whole life was kind of upside down, and I decided to do something worthwhile the rest of my life. And I didn't realize how many years it'd take to get permits and zoning and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I went through it all. It took about 3 years to get it all together before we opened. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I love animals, I love youth, and I love building, and I love education. That's what this place is. Okay, look here. Sorry, watch this.
He likes his peanut butter.
One of the game wardens came and brought us another animal a couple of years ago, and he said, that's the largest black bear I'd ever seen in New Mexico.
He's kind of like a dog, but a lot larger. I'm already impressed with Roger and his volunteers' efforts. These animals have lots of room to roam, good food, and are living in an environment where they are truly respected.
We're in our third generation of wolves that have been here.
Okay.
And we got these, and then we got the two girls at a different time. But they're all siblings. Two of their other siblings, that was a big litter. One of them got released in Mexico, and I'm not sure where the other one is, but it's an important pack.
Right.
Especially for education. In New Mexico, one of the top predators is the wolf, and they're important to the ecosystem. So we're supporting that. We're doing the education here. These won't get released, but we're happy to have them. People come to see them. But the Mexican government and our government are working very closely together on helping the survival of these endangered wolves.
Right. There is fencing to separate you from these magnificent members of the animal kingdom, but I've never had a zoo experience where I feel so close to the animals.
Chaco's a rescue from the Los Conchas fire, remember up in Los Alamos? So these two are orphans that got rescued. Their mothers died in the fire. And so they're here the rest of their life because they got real socialized.
And I love witnessing the relationships the volunteers have with the animals. There's a real care and affection between them, and I'm not the only one who senses it.
Oh yeah, he wants his, he gets a massage. I usually give him a little massage, and I check his ears and make sure he doesn't have any fleas. And we've had him since he was 2 weeks old, and we have a pretty good relationship, don't we, boy?
After leaving our friend the raccoon Oreo, I also had the opportunity to meet Wyatt, one of the youths who has been involved with the construction and growth of Wildlife West.
It's truly amazing. Like, I can't believe that this is just a product of Roger's dreams. To be a part of it is awesome. And it's just, you learn everything here. There's nothing you don't do. You do plumbing, welding, just general construction. People learn how to manage. It's truly a life-changing experience.
For sure. There is something exceptional happening here. beautiful animals given a second chance at life, passionate people volunteering their time, and 122 acres of land for us all to learn from one another. Some of this backstory may get lost on the little ones that come to visit Wildlife West, but for those of us that are a little older, it is a heartwarming experience that goes well beyond the animal viewing. During the summer, Wildlife West has a chuck wagon dinner every Saturday night. This is something the kids and adults alike will love. They also offer many classes to learn about the animals. And all the parents out there, they have summer day camps for junior zookeepers. And while you're there, I highly suggest you talk with all the great volunteers. They all have some really great stories about the animals. In our first 2 seasons, we've taken you all over the land of enchantment, to places we felt you would want to see and experience. Now it's your turn to share with us your New Mexico true treasures. All you have to do is get your smartphone and send an email or a 15-second video about why you think that place is a New Mexico true treasure. Who knows, we may even ask you to show us in person. Email your video to truetreasure@cliffdwellerdigital.com. Surprise and amaze us. We want to show our viewers your favorite spot and why you love New Mexico. Just over half an hour east of Albuquerque in Moriarty, the experience of a lifetime awaits. Here you'll find Sundance Aviation, where 7 days a week, pilots take people out for lessons or pleasure flights in their glider planes. A glider is an unpowered aircraft whose flight does not depend on an engine, but rather it soars and glides through the sky using naturally occurring currents of rising air in the atmosphere. The founder of Sundance Aviation, Rick Kohler, will be taking me out for my first glider flight. A pilot with over 14,000 hours logged in glider planes, Rick's extensive flying history helps assure me that getting on board an aircraft with no engine to cruise through the clouds is a good idea. We walk the glider out to the runway where a converted crop duster plane is waiting to tow us out. Rick informs me that crop dusters make good tow planes because they're light and powerful and they can fly at slow speeds. Attached to the crop duster is a 200-foot-long polypropylene rope that will be towing us. Rick gives me a quick rundown of the controls, which may be in my hands at some point in this flight. Still processing that one.
Things not to touch, canopy jettison.
After a full briefing, we're set for takeoff. No going back now. The crop duster is still gaining speed on the runway, but the glider has already risen off the ground.
He's flying.
Oh, and we're up.
Now it's just a matter of flying loose formation with the tow plane.
Right.
I just try to stay behind him and do what he does. Hey, we're hitting a big thermal right there. Rocking and rolling.
Oh, that's awesome. You have such a great view from up here.
It's pretty spectacular. We can see 100 miles in every direction most days.
This is amazing, man. Definitely exhilarating, but still calming at the same time.
You getting enough fresh air?
Oh, it's perfect.
Okay, we're in pretty good lift here.
Yeah.
Here we go, releasing.
Woo!
Rope goes away, we turn right, tow plane turns right. We're just going to keep it in this nice crisp turn here until we get high enough to cruise around. Now we've already gained 200 feet since I released.
Really? And you can feel it gradually happen.
You can feel a little pressure on the seat of your pants as thermal's pushing up under us.
Yeah.
So it's lifting us.
No, we're really gliding.
We're soaring. Gliding is when you're coming down. We're going up.
It's crazy to think it's invisible. You can't see anything, but yet all these things are happening simultaneously.
You can't, and that's sort of where the art comes in. Now, would you like to try flying it a little bit?
I could.
You're going to do fine. Just let me walk you through it. So if you want to make a turn to the right, you move the stick right, push the right pedal. So now to level out, a little bit of left stick and left pedal. Go ahead. There you go, and neutralize. Good. Now you're in a nice stabilized turn right there.
Okay.
Look, Ma, no hands.
Good. Okay.
Good. Now just fly straight ahead for a little bit.
All right.
You're a natural. Okay, Michael, I'll go ahead and take the controls.
Right.
I have the controls. Good job.
Okay. I did my duty.
You did great. Now, if you want to get your adrenaline going a little bit, we certainly can, but I'll leave that entirely up to you.
Oh, I mean, I trust you. It's something you've done before.
Thousands and thousands of them.
So, all right, well, let me tighten my belt.
So, here we go. Pushing over.
Oh, yeah,
Picking
baby.
up speed.
Oh.
There's 90. Here we go.
I like it. Whoa. Wow. Wow. That's so awesome.
Want to do another one?
Good. Yeah, let's do another one. Wow.
How you doing?
I'm good.
You're a natural born pilot, my man.
You made that look easy. Like all good things, my flight must come to an end. But what a ride. The Eagle has landed. Nice and smooth. You feel like you can touch the clouds, and you're just going and soaring, and it's completely silent. This is as close as you can get to being a bird. Sundance Aviation is located at the Moriarty Municipal Airport, just over half an hour east of Albuquerque. Reserve a flight for yourself or treat a friend to the experience. Gift certificates are available. Want to get your own private glider license? Sign up for lessons with Sundance Aviation's instructors. Coming up, relics of America's Main Street abound in Tucumcari. Find steals and deals for your next New Mexico vacation at newmexico.org. Tucumcari sits right on old Route 66, today's I-40, in the eastern part of the state, 2.5 hours directly east of Albuquerque. Pulling into town from the west, Tucumcari Trading Post is one of the first places you'll come across. And I have to say, the curbside appeal of this place demanded I pull over to check it out. Gary, who runs the Trading Post, was out front to greet me.
Nice to see you.
Yes, this is quite the treasure that you have here. So, can you tell me a little about the backstory, how it came to be?
Well, we've been here on Route 66 for close to 50 years, collecting a lot of stuff.
But like this was part of that Americana Route 66, right?
It's all Americana. Try to buy as much of the stuff and promote Route 66 the best way I can, and how else with Petrolina and all the different signs. And
you're so disconnected from what that life was like. You know, people traveling for weeks on end on this one road, and they actually had to come here and get oil or get gas. You know, those things were a necessity, and now seeing how it's changed a little bit, right?
Well, you heard my little gas station ringer bell out there.
Yeah.
I have actually had people pull up that ran over that bell and pulled up at these two gas pumps wanting to buy gas, thinking it was 22 cents a gallon.
They must have been out of the country.
And I yes.
That's cool though.
But it was really fun. I wished I had film of that, because it was really, really funny, because I just sold out. You know,
Sorry,
man. That good gas.
And how'd you get started? How did this place become the place it is today?
Well, this was my mother-in-law's store, antique store, for 40 years. And after she passed away, me and my wife moved back here. I basically liquidated the antiques, and I got into gas and oil and, American signs that tie to this blacktop road out here. And, Tucumcari is a famous old Route 66 town. Goes way back. We're trying to keep it alive.
Still intact like it was.
Yeah, of course, my mother-in-law, she would not dare have all this junk out in front.
She would have it looking a little different than it does now.
I don't know, my favorite color is rust color.
Yeah.
What can I say?
It's a certain aesthetic that, you have to have an appreciation for.
That's right. That's right.
Beyond the spectrum of items out front is a treasure trove of goods inside. Over 4,000 square feet of anything you can imagine. Endless items relating to old service stations, true relics of American automobile culture, gas pumps, attendant uniforms, signage, oil cans. I could go on and on. Not to mention antique furniture, handbags, beautiful Native American jewelry and turquoise, and hands down one of the most impressive collection of vintage Western hats I have ever seen. Oh, and all the things I haven't mentioned. Old Route 66, the whole ball of wax, all right here. And now, here's another New Mexico true treasure. Nothing says summer like a barbecue, and each year over 4th of July weekend, some of the best barbecue vendors from around the region descend upon Rio Rancho for Pork and Brew, an annual festival featuring all things pork, not to mention a range of beverages to wash it all down with. The biggest obstacles you'll face are, 1, deciding where to start, and 2, pacing yourself so you have room in your belly to sample all the incredible options you'll find here. But the gorging does not end with the barbecue. They've got a pie eating contest for adults and a watermelon eating contest for the kiddos to determine who the real champion eaters are. Live music for dancing and bouncy houses for playing ensure that you'll burn off all those calories you've just consumed. So this is a guilt-free event as well. So, who's ready for some barbecue? In our first 2 seasons, we've taken you all over the land of enchantment, to places we felt you would want to see and experience. Now it's your turn to share with us your New Mexico true treasures. All you have to do is get your smartphone and send an email or a 15-second video about why you think that place is a New Mexico true treasure. Who knows, we may even ask you to show us in person. Email your video to truetreasure@cliffdwellerdigital.com. Surprise and amaze us. We want to show our viewers your favorite spot and why you love New Mexico. Don't go away. We have one of the Mother Road's greatest icons coming up next. Sign up to receive monthly newsletters about events and happenings around the state at newmexico.org. And now from the pages of New Mexico Magazine. 2.5 hours directly east of Albuquerque off I-40 in the heart of Tucumcari is the legendary Route 66 motor court, the Blue Swallow Motel. Today, Route 66 conjures up many images, among them neon signs, classic cars, old gas stations, obscure roadside attractions, and last but not least, motor coat motels. And the Blue Swallow is certainly one of the most iconic of this era. Back in 1926, the numbered federal highway system was started, leading to the formation of Route 66. Running southwest from Chicago to Los Angeles, this road inspired automobile tourism, and it only makes sense the lodging would be autofocus. And believe me, when you're traveling by car, the ease of pulling right up to your room, unloading bags at your doorstep, and even having your own personal garage to park is brilliant. These people were onto something. Not to mention the comforting feeling you get upon arrival at the Blue Swallow. Beautiful neon letters and the famous blue bird greets you. As it turns out, the bird has significant symbolism for travelers. For sailors, a blue swallow meant land was near, and ultimately came to evoke the notion of coming home safely. Beyond the sign though, like any good mom and pop business, the owners are there to welcome you personally when you walk in.
So Cameron, how long has this place been here?
The Blue Swallow was built in 1939, and it's been a motel ever since day one. A lot of it we can attribute back to Lillian Redmond, who owned the motel for a long time. She kept it going through the worst times when I-40 was built, when the railroad kept on going through Tucumcari. She kept it going through all the difficult times, and people have come to know the Blue Swallow as an icon along Route 66.
And what's your favorite thing for it? Like you and your wife coming here and managing this property, what's your favorite thing about being here on the Mother Road?
The people. The people. That's the easiest answer. The people that you meet on this road, they're great. They're happy to be here. They want to be here. They want to share their stories. They want to hear your story. And we're more than happy to tell it. We're happy to give them whatever we can give them. We tell people all the time when they come in, if you're traveling Route 66 and you don't take the time to talk to people, you're missing the road. You can look at the old buildings and you can look at the bridges and the landscape, but if you don't take the time to talk to people, you're not getting the Route 66 experience.
Right. The story is in the people.
Like Lillian Redmond, who was here for 40 years. People knew who she was. They came here and knew that you were going to get an ornery old lady. Well, later in her life, she was going to be an ornery old lady, but she was going to help you. She was going to, if you couldn't afford a room, she was going to give you a room for the night if she had one. And that's what Route 66 is. It's about helping people along the way, helping people along the journey.
Right, the relationships that you build.
And sure enough, no sooner had Cameron and I wrapped up our conversation, I met some folks in the lobby having coffee. There certainly is a natural ease in meeting fellow travelers when you're at a place like this. We decided to grab a second cup to take outside.
All right, there you go, sir, and your hash browns will be right up, okay? Thank you. So Chip, what brings you to the Blue Swallow? My wife and I have done the trip 4 years ago. Today, it just worked into our schedule. We were able to put together another trip with some friends of ours, met up in Albuquerque, and have been doing Route 66 since.
Wow. And what is it about Route 66 that warrants a whole trip, the journey?
I think that's the word right there. It's the journey. It's the icon, the Mother Road, the history. It reminds you of when you used to do road trips when you were a kid. And so seeing all that in one road, it's memorable.
Right. There's something seemingly romantic that kind of has lasted throughout many decades about the road, isn't it?
It is, and it's, I don't know if it's finding things that, like the Blue Swallow here, that are up, running, and just a wonderful icon on the road, or finding that old service station that's derelict and just hasn't been used in years. And the people you meet. Like here at the Blue Swallow, you're sitting in the lobby, you have coffee or hot chocolate, and you meet people as they come in, and you trade stories about which direction are you going? I'm going east, we're going west. Hey, you need to stay here, you need to stay there.
Right.
It's just, it's so much more civilized.
Right. No, it feels so much more so, and it's more intimate, I feel like.
My wife and I are both flight attendants for a major airline, and so we see everything but from 30,000 feet. So getting down here and seeing it up close and personal and meeting people is just, it's just a wonderful experience.
Yeah. So what's that experience like if you guys have set rules for yourself of what an experience has to be when you're driving?
Well, on road trips, there are a couple of things. Number one, no freeways unless it's the only road to use.
Okay.
No major chain restaurants. And you have to have a quick foot on the brake pedal because you never know when you come around a corner there's going to be either a view or something to see that's, whoa, need a picture. Very slow, take it easy, no reservations, no time frames. We get there when we get there.
Yeah, that's cool that you can, liberate yourself from like that time restricted mentality that we're in this, in this time period. It's just like, oh, we got to move, we got to do more. But like, slowing down and enjoying the journey. It's not about the destination, it's the journey, right? And it's the spontaneity is like totally makes a trip.
It does, it does. We have no reservations from here back to Houston. We will go where we go and we'll stop when we stop.
Well, top of the morning to you, man.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Route 66.
Have a good day.
You're a flight attendant.
Definitely. Bye-bye.
You are now free to roam around the cabin.
No, wrong airline.
Oh, that sounded like a universal thing?
At the Blue Swallow, you can ease your way into the morning sipping coffee in the patio chairs, and then come nightfall, under the neon lights, gather around the bonfire, roast some marshmallows with some newfound friends, and talk the night away. The feeling you have while staying here is the reflection of the genuine warmth of the people that have always run this place, as written in Lillian Redmond's letter she would give each and every guest upon arrival, and which is still in each room today. May this room and motel be your second home. May those you love be near you in thoughts and dreams. Even though we may not get to know you, we hope that you will be as comfortable and happy as if you were in your own house. When you leave, may your journey be safe. We are all travelers. From birth till death, we travel between the eternities. May these days be pleasant for you, profitable for society, helpful for those you meet, and a joy to those you know and love best. Any room you choose at the Blue Swallow will be an experience. They all have awesome vintage decor. But if you want to see something really different, try requesting the Lillian Redmond Suite, which has a clawfoot tub from 1926. And if you get hungry, right down the street is Dell's Restaurant and Kicks on 66, which both have some really delicious food. For more great stories like this from New Mexico Magazine, visit newmexico.org.
So as you can see, the promise of the Great American Road Trip still holds true on Route 66. And with that being said, what are you doing next weekend?